Happy Monday. Thank you so much for joining my Instagram Live. My name is Makita Waterman, and I'm a problem solver, an amazing writer, and one of the best branding and marketing consultants, in my opinion, in my city. Today's topic is social media and why it's important for you to not only produce and publish content every single day, but why it's important for you to post multiple times a day. Now, I'll give you an example. On the weekend, I actually went to a networking event about a week ago. Someone in my connections here on Instagram asked me to come to an event. I was sitting beside a woman who overheard me talking to another attendee. And I told the attendee my name, and the woman that was sitting with me said to me, "Are you Makita Waterman? We actually have each other on LinkedIn." And surprisingly enough, I couldn't say the same for this woman. Although she might be in my close to 900 connections, I've never seen her content before, and if she does produce content, it's possible that she's only producing one piece of content or maybe 1 month. I'm not sure what her situation is, but I felt very overwhelmed and happy to know that someone in my city recognized me, but I couldn't say the same for that individual. And this is a clear example as to why posting multiple pieces of content per day is great for your business, great for your personal brand, will help you reach more people. So I'm going to get into the apps where you should definitely post more content and some of the issues that I have with marketers that kind of tell you you shouldn't. So I'll go straight into that. I've been studying social media for the past year, and I studied the best and the brightest and the most successful. And some of the issues that I have with some of the people that have larger audiences is they tell their audience that do not have a big audience that it's okay to just post stories, or that it's okay to just post once a day on Instagram. And while they have millions or hundreds of thousands of followers, that is bad advice to give somebody who is new in business, or even has an established business, or even just has a couple of thousand followers. And I say this, apps that include, I'd say Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, these platforms are oversaturated, meaning there are hundreds of millions of people posting at scale every day on these apps. And if you're posting once a day on Instagram, or if you're posting several stories a day and not posting on your profile, this is not good for business if you have under a couple of 100,000 followers. And the example that I gave you about me being recognized from someone in my LinkedIn connections is exactly the reason why I post 3 times a day on LinkedIn. On Instagram, I highly recommend that you post at least 3 times a day on your profile, and that you post between 6 to 9 stories per day on Instagram. I also believe that you should be posting multiple stories a day on your business Facebook and or personal Facebook pages, because our Facebook posts actually only reach less than 2% of the people that follow us, or even could potentially see our posts, which means on Facebook you have to pay to get eyes on your content, or you have to post at scale. The other thing that I want to say is I'll bring it back to the olden days. The future of the future of social media started with an app, I believe, called ICQ, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but ICQ came out in the mid to late 1990s. And at this time, social media wasn't as important or significant in our culture as it is today. And what happened is, before ICQ and the internet even evolved, commercials were our way, and catalogs were our way of us knowing that a company, a store, a brand existed. And I don't know about you, but I remember that when I would wake up in the morning as a child and I would watch commercials, I noticed very easily that commercials from a company were done repetitively. And I thought that was quite interesting. But in marketing, there is a strategy that if you mention something 3 times in a blog, in a video, it latches onto people's memory and gets them to really think about what you're saying, which is the reason why back in the day when commercials were the biggest thing and catalogs in the mail were the biggest thing for us to get up and buy something, is they repetitively sent us catalogs. If not every 2 weeks, every month I would get a Zellers catalog. To all my Canadians, every couple of hours I would see a big brand did commercial, and that was the same thing that I'm trying to express today, is the importance of knowing your target audience and making sure that you are posting at scale so that you can stand out from your competition, or you can at least stay in somebody's memory for a long time so that you're the go-to company, person, or brand that they can go for product, service, or inspiration. Another thing that I want to mention too is that TV commercials, much like social media, I'm not sure if you noticed, but when I was in Toronto, a Nike commercial for a specific shoe, or Michael Jordan or the Chicago Bulls, for example, at that time, it was different than the same commercial that I saw in Montreal when I visited my family, or New York City when I visited other side of my family. So your specific product and service, it has to be attached to a certain age group, gender, income level. And you really have to take the time to really know your audience and not guess, because guessing doesn't produce results. Guessing doesn't get your content, organic content, meaning non-paid content, in front of the eyes and the people that you want to reach. And your messages and your content for different products and services need to be different. So what you share with a mom who has 6 children, or a family who only has 1 child that are minimalists, is going to be different than the single 20-year-old that just graduated from high school, or from college or university, shall I say, or the high-profile, luxury-focused individual who has a higher net worth. So the time of the post, the number of times that you post, the specific message that you have for that one target audience is very, very important, and you have to be able to be successful in doing this on a regular basis. If you're trying to be a social influencer, I can say myself, 2020 has been an interesting year. And the only reason it has been the most interesting year in my online career, as far as showing who I am and sharing advice, is this is only the second event that I've been to during lockdown where people recognize me from following me on social media. Several months ago, I went to Edmonton, in my city's first black market of nothing but black vendors, suppliers, business owners, retailers, etc. in one spot. And when I went to this event, there were people that I, of course, recognized on Instagram, but there were also some people that I did not recognize that follow me on Instagram who recognized me. Why? Because I post multiple times of the day, and I post multiple stories on the day here on Instagram. Just as an example, on TikTok, I was posting 10 posts per day. I decided to reel back because, again, I study the top marketers. A lot of the advice that they give, I actually test myself with the companies that I work with, and I test with my own content and see if it works. And if that advice doesn't work, I stop doing that. But for the most part, the marketers that I follow and that I study have been helping me quite well. And I went from 10 posts on TikTok to now 6 posts on TikTok, which is helping me because my audience is getting used to me. More people are commenting on my posts. And people are sharing my content and referring me to other people on TikTok. And I'm also now getting into a queue of people who own businesses or want to become comedians or social influencers or Cirque du Soleil people. So it's pretty awesome how increasing the number of posts that you share per day on each social media platforms actually helps you build a brand awareness, build reputation, and sets you apart from everybody else on an app that may not be saturated, much like LinkedIn or TikTok, or is oversaturated with a lot of competition like on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, etc. So other than that, I also mentioned in my stories that I would talk about the psychology of words. Now, you can Google it. In the marketing world and sales world, there are certain words that click to people's minds and hearts, gets them to click on your website or your blog, etc., inquire, meaning reach out to you with questions, or purchase. And there is a list of words that you can study on the internet, but as you are probably aware, some words are click here for more information, follow me today for more tips and advice, post a comment below. These are all examples of keywords that will repetitively with time get certain people to actually eventually do what you're indirectly asking them to do, or immediately. And so understanding keywords in the way that you talk through your videos and the words that you use in your social media posts can definitely help you amplify, increase revenue, amplify your existence to people that do not know who you are in your city, on a certain social media app, or in your industry, and build real recognition, expertise, and brand awareness for the people that are complete strangers that visit your social media platforms. So I hope this video helps. If anybody has any questions, feel free to share it below or send me a direct message if you have any further questions about this content. As many of you know, I put an announcement not too long ago that my longer IGTV Instagram live videos will now be shared for about an hour or two on Instagram, but then I'll be removing it and sharing it on other platforms such as YouTube. I'm building out my YouTube channel, and I want to be able to share shorter pieces of content here on Instagram. The good news is that at least once a week I will share one of my Instagram lives so that each and every one of you can really get an understanding of tips and advice that you might not necessarily be getting from other platforms, etc., and really breaking down some of the complex or difficult to understand realities of branding and marketing and social media that you might be a little confused about, and sharing it in an easy to apply way so that you can succeed every day. Whether you're trying to develop a personal social influence brand, maybe you're just a realtor trying to get more eyes on your content so that you can sell more homes to happy families, or you run a business, whether it be small, medium, large, or international. So I hope that this video helps. If you have any questions, again, feel free to reach out. If you're new to my page and you're watching this, click the follow button. It's just getting started. I have way more content and some creative and exciting information coming in regards to Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and so other social media apps, email marketing, business writing, etc. Thanks for your time. Have a great day. Take care. Bye.